Both teams have high hopes for the season ahead. It's the Chargers going up against the Chiefs. With that, let's get out to Kansas City as we welcome in our brand new commentary team for 2016. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis. Have fun, gentlemen.
Larry, we certainly intend to as we welcome the rest of you into venerable Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. Today, we start the new season with an AFC West Division battle right out of the gate between the San Diego Chargers and the Kansas City Chiefs. And this one a matchup of two teams that had pretty opposite seasons a year ago. Chargers at 4-12, the Chiefs pretty successful 11-5 campaign.
And San Diego had to deal all last year with the uncertainty about whether or not they would be back. It looks like they're going to be there for the long haul. Now they can just relax and play. And Kansas City, what a great turnaround for them. After a rough start last year, a tremendous finish, they want to take it to the next level this year.
It's the dawn of a new era for us at EA Sports as the 2016 NFL season is underway. Tyreek Hill on the return. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. So here come the Chiefs for their opening drive. They're led out by Alex Smith in his fourth season at the helm of the Chiefs after 7 in San Francisco.
And I like his game. I hear him described as a game manager all the time.
All right, guys, what's up?
Wait till we take
this is
game
Ricky. I know. Whatever. I just play these games for fun. But this is a do-over because the game decided not to want to save the last game between these two, where San Diego actually won that game because there was a lot of interceptions by Kansas City. But we're redoing this game all over again because why not? So I'm gonna chime in here and there. I'm not really gonna be very talkative in these things, and not until week 2 probably. But I'm gonna be very quiet right now. And then see what we got, you know. In this game, I know the San Diego Chargers are now the Los Angeles Chargers, and they're part of, you know, Los Angeles is where I'm at. And generally, we're not very excited about it. We really don't care much about it. But they're doing it right here. So in this game, I've also moved into Los Angeles. I don't think they'll see him when they jump into Los Angeles. That'd be great if we can get him into Los Angeles. But the way this is coming out, the way I'm doing videos, I'm pretty slow on it. So yeah, you probably won't see it at all happen. But again, I'm just trying to do the best of it, having some fun here, playing Madden. Always gave me some variety on this channel. And here we go.
Play fake here on first down. To the right side, and he's got
Macklin, that was a first down, not for whatever.
A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first.
But yeah, I'm not really
defense, you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call. You got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
They'll run now with Ware. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. The gang of Charger defenders there for the tackle.
Well, in the last game, we couldn't really get a rushing game going with Kansas City, and hopefully in this game, we're hoping to get a rushing game going with Kansas City.
Out of the gun, Smith. They're able to locate Wilson, and able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. And they're on 3rd and short. They just tried to spread the field. It worked.
And I think that the spreading of the field, the extra receivers, has really become the next in the evolutionary chain in the NFL. Go all the way back in that situation, you're handing it to the fullback, right? As we evolve, maybe you pitched it to your tailback. Now you spread the field, and you have your choices of where to throw it and complete it for a first down.
Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. They run it here. Ware shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Calling about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up. So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. They tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt.
Tried to go for the 61-yard, hoping that would have done it, but it did nothing. So, oh well. It's okay.
And this one winds up no good.
Rivers now to throw on first down. And his first look is incomplete. He was looking for Travis Benjamin that time. That'll bring up second down.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky. And we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that...
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. The NFL sack leader from 2014, Justin Houston, in there to drop him with his first sack of 2016. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. And the last go-around for them, they tried that really, really long field goal, couldn't connect.
And in retrospect, I think a lot of people would say, well, why would you try one that long? You hurt yourself in field position. The ball comes out, you know, there. That only helps the other team. But I look at it as maybe it was a double shot of confidence. Confident the kicker could make it. And even if he missed, confident in their defense that they could hold them.
The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It'll be second down.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down. So they were going draw play there. The defense wasn't fooled. They sniffed it out.
I think they're going to have to go back and take a few more acting classes because that's what a lot of that is. You've got to influence them to think that it's going to be a pass play and have them drop out and maybe the defensive front coming forward and find yourself some space. In this case, no one was fooled and ended up spilling that play pretty well. Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. Look at this spin. Very good return that time. 18 yards. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. They go play action here on first down. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Antonio Gates, the veteran tight end, was the intended receiver, and it's second down. They'll run with a second-year man. It's Melvin Gordon. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third. We've got a 3rd and 11.
Well, the person carrying the ball is always the easy target when things aren't going so well. But I think it's a combination with the Chargers. They've got to get the offensive line going.
And he'll be hit from behind and taken down. Justin Houston in there to get him his second sack now of the afternoon. Here's Drew Kaiser now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, That told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. So nothing there that time, and maybe you need to look to the O-line. They weren't able to create any space.
No, they weren't, and you know as well as I do, as many offensive...
And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Kyle Emanuel with a big-time sack on 3rd down, and it'll be a loss of 7. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you...
Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin as the Chiefs in possession of the football as we begin the 2nd quarter. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. Yikes. Terrible kick headed straight for the sidelines. And where did this one go out? Not good. Let's see. They're going to say inside the 35-yard line. And now San Diego getting set to go. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. Throwing Rivers. And incomplete. The veteran Andre Johnson the target on that one. And now it's 2nd down.
All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense. But in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away.
And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Andre Johnson from 4 yards out. And the Chargers are able to strike for 6. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
And this will be a touchback, so a first chance here in week 1 to see the ball be brought out with the new rule to the 25-yard line. And now here comes Kansas City. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right. I hope I don't sound too rough, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
Throwing is Smith. And now another one thrown incomplete. Chris Conley, the intended receiver, and it brings up 4th down.
Timing's crucial in any route thrown, but when you throw an out, so many things are going through the mind of the receiver. Catching the ball, timing it up with the quarterback. Are my feet going to get down inbounds? On that play, all those things going through his head might have caused him to drop it.
Now Benjamin. A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Chiefs defense getting ready to roll. And they gave up a touchdown last drive. You kind of need to hit the reset button after every touchdown given up, Charles.
I love that. And the way that you phrased it is perfect, because from series to series, you can reset how the game is going to go. If you gave up a touchdown before, it doesn't mean you have to do it again. And if you made a great play before, you have to reset again anyway, because they're going to attack. So I love the way you phrased it and put it out there. That's what they have to do in this series.
It's not like when you're playing a video game. You can't hit the reset button here. Let's go.
No, you shouldn't anyway, that's for sure. Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends, because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball. And that way, you often control the game.
And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver, because you've got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone, sometimes you're throwing it between the zones, sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective.
Caught by Gates, left side. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4.
Obviously, the offense thought they had something going by trying to go wide on a short yardage play. But how about the defense expecting something in the middle and still able to adjust and sprint to the edge and make the play?
He'll send this one into the Midwestern air, and it's a good one. That'll be out of bounds, and how good was that? They'll say the 3-yard line. That's where they spot it. And now here comes Kansas City. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Well, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith rolling to his right. He's going to let this go deep, back over the middle. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays. And you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just...
Looking for Macklin, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Melvin Ingram. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. So out come the Chargers. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now with a gain.
And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Travis Benjamin, his first touchdown as a San Diego Charger. And the Chargers find a way to stretch their lead.
That score was not a game clincher by any stretch of the imagination.